Bulldozers roared, their steel jaws digging into the ground like wolves tearing apart their prey. The half-built foundation that was to become his apartment lay bare, like a broken promise. The builder's shouts pierced the chaos. "Keep working! The park is being built!" Michael felt a tightness in his chest. How did it come to this? To understand, go back 4 months to a quiet spring morning in Asheville, North Carolina. Michael B. Jordan stepped out of his rental car, the gravel crunching under his sneakers. The air carried the sweet scent of blooming dogwoods and the hum of cicadas waking in the Blue Ridge Mountain shadow. At 32, Michael was starting fresh. New city, new chapter. A film project had brought him here, but he wanted roots, not just a hotel. He'd found a listing for a cozy apartment complex on Willow Creek Lane, a street lined with clapboard houses and wildflower yards. The ad promised peaceful living, steps from nature. He believed it. He adjusted his cap, his callous hands betraying years of manual labor before acting took him places. Trust was his compass, trust in people, in promises. His mama always said, "Give folks the benefit of the doubt, but keep your eyes open." He'd signed the lease online after a virtual tour, the landlord's voice warm over the phone. "Mr. Jordan, you'll love it here. Move in ready by May." The contract was airtight, the deposit wired. Michael imagined mornings on a balcony, sipping coffee, the creek's babble soothing his soul. The lot at 127 Willow Creek Lane was empty when he arrived. No building, just a grassy field sloping toward a gurgling creek, its banks dotted with smooth stones. A faded sign read, "Future site of Willow Creek Apartments." Michael frowned, a prickle of unease creeping up his neck. The landlord, a man named Vernon Hayes, had sent photos of finished units, hardwood floors, big windows. "Probably just delayed," Michael muttered, kicking a pebble. He dialed Vernon. No answer. A voicemail, polite but firm. "Mr. Hayes, just checking on the move-in date. Call me back." Weeks later, no call came. Michael, staying at a temporary rental, drove by the lot daily. The field stayed empty, the creek's murmur a quiet constant. He knocked on neighbors' doors, introducing himself with a smile. "Name's Michael. Moving in soon. You know when they're breaking ground?" Most shrugged, kindly, but vague. One older woman, Miss Clara, offered iced tea and a warning. "That Vernon's slick," she said, her southern drawl thick. "Promised a park years ago, then apartments. Keeps changing stories." Her porch smelled of lavender, her eyes sharp. Michael nodded, filing it away. Trust, but verify. By April, unease grew. Michael dug into public records at the county office, the musty smell of old paper clinging to his jacket. He found the lot's zoning. Mixed use, pending approval. A city council meeting was scheduled to discuss it. Michael attended, slipping into a creaky chair at the back of the town hall. The room buzzed with murmurs, fluorescent lights humming overhead. Vernon Hayes stood at the podium, a tall man with a polished smile and a suit too crisp for the humid evening. "Willow Creek Lane will be a community gem," he declared. "Luxury apartments, green spaces, progress." The council nodded, the crowd clapped. Michael's jaw tightened. His lease said nothing about pending. After the meeting, he approached Vernon. "Sir, I'm Michael Jordan, your tenant. Signed for 127 Willow Creek. When's construction starting?" Vernon's smile didn't falter, but his eyes flicked away. "Soon, son. Paperwork slow, but we're on track. Don't you worry." His handshake was firm, his cologne sharp. Michael wanted to believe him. But Miss Clara's words echoed, slick. The rising action began with a letter in Michael's temporary mailbox, the paper crisp, the city seal bold. "Notice, zoning change proposal for 127 Willow Creek Lane. Public hearing, May 10th. Michael's stomach sank. A park, not apartments. He reread his lease, the fine print blurring under his desk lamp's glow. Subject to zoning approval, it whispered. He'd missed it. Trust had blinded him. He called Vernon again. This time, a secretary answered. Mr. Hayes is unavailable, but the project's moving forward, she chirped. Michael pressed. Ma'am, I paid a deposit. Where's my apartment? A pause, then. We'll get back to you. They didn't. He emailed, left voicemails, each unanswered. The creek's gentle flow mocked him when he visited the lot, its waters catching the sun like a promise unkept. Michael wasn't one for anger. He'd learned patience on film sets, waiting hours for the perfect take. But frustration gnawed. He posted in a local Facebook group. Anyone know about 127 Willow Creek? Signed a lease, but now they're talking a park. Comments poured in, neighbors venting about Vernon's flip-flops. One wrote, heard he's cozy with Councilwoman Marla Tate. Smells like money changing hands. Another, that lot's cursed. Creek floods every storm. Michael's fingers hovered over his keyboard. He typed, thanks, y'all. I'll keep pushing. At the May hearing, the town hall was packed, the air thick with sweat and tension. Michael stood, his voice steady but low. I'm Michael Jordan. I signed a lease for an apartment at 127 Willow Creek. Paid my deposit. Now I hear it's a park. Can someone explain? Murmurs rippled. Councilwoman Marla Tate, a woman with a sharp bob and sharper eyes, leaned into her mic. Mr. Jordan, zoning's complex. The community needs green space. Your landlord should have clarified. Her tone dripped with dismissal, her smile tight. Vernon, in the front row, avoided Michael's gaze. A man in overalls, Tom, spoke next. That creek floods when it rains hard. A park's fine, but apartments? You're a skin for trouble. Marla waved him off. We've studied it. The creek's managed. Michael caught Tom's eye. They nodded, allies in doubt. Outside, Tom muttered. Marla's pushing this for votes. Vernon's her donor. Follow the money. Michael's trust wavered, but he clung to hope. Maybe the apartments would still happen. Days later, a twist. Surveyors appeared at the lot, hammering stakes into the earth. Michael watched from across the street, the creek's ripple drowned by their shouts. He approached a worker. What's going up? The man shrugged. Boss says park prep, but plans keep changing. Michael's heart sank. He emailed Vernon, attaching the lease. Please confirm my apartment status. The reply was curt. Zoning's under review. Refund pending approval. Refund? Michael had uprooted his life. He rallied neighbors. At Miss Clara's porch, 6 gathered, sipping sweet tea, the air heavy with jasmine and worry. Vernon's done this before, said Sarah, a nurse. Promised retail, then bailed. Michael shared his lease. Head shook. Tom pulled out flood maps, the paper crinkling. Creeks overflowed 3 times in 10 years. City knows. Michael's pen scratched notes. We need proof, he said. Public records, permits. His voice was calm, but his mind raced. Trust, but verify. By June, tension thickened like the humid air before a storm. Michael filed a complaint with the city, the clerk's office smelling of stale coffee. Takes weeks, the clerk warned. He requested Vernon's permits. They were under review. At the lot, stakes multiplied, and a bulldozer arrived, its engine growling. Michael confronted Vernon in person at his downtown office, the leather chairs and mahogany desk screaming wealth. Mr. Hayes, I trusted you. Where's my home? Vernon's smile was gone. City's call, not mine. Talk to Marla. His tone was ice. Michael attended every council meeting, each a battle. Marla's voice cut through. The park's for families, not complainers. Neighbors whispered, avoiding Michael's gaze, fearing her influence. A second twist hit. A local news blog posted, Willow Creek Park fast-tracked amid controversy. It mentioned generous donations to Marla's campaign. Michael's phone buzzed with texts. Keep fighting. But doubt crept in. Was trust foolish? He walked the creek at dusk, its waters dark, reflecting his resolve. Something's brewing, Miss Clara had said, eyeing the clouds. Michael felt it too, the air heavy, the ground soft. He recorded the lot on his phone, narrating, This is where my home was supposed to be. The video, posted online, got a few shares. A commenter wrote, Check Marla's donors. Bet Vernon's there. Michael did. Public records showed Vernon's company gave $50,000 to Marla's campaign. His blood boiled, but he stayed calm. Evidence, not anger. July brought the cliffhanger. Michael woke to a roar. Bulldozers at the lot, tearing earth. The creek churned, muddy from their work. He ran over, lease in hand, heart pounding. Stop! He shouted. A foreman waved him off. Council orders. Park's going up. Michael spotted Marla's car nearby, her silhouette barking orders. His phone buzzed. Tom. They're pouring concrete tomorrow. Flood maps ignored. The sky darkened, clouds heavy with rain. Michael filmed, his voice steady. This is wrong. The video uploaded, views ticking up. A neighbor yelled, Storm's coming. The first drops fell, cold and sharp. Michael stood firm, the ground trembling under the machines. This wasn't over, but the real storm was just beginning. Rain hammered the earth, turning Willow Creek Lane into a river of mud. The bulldozers stood silent, their steel tracks sinking as the creek swelled, its waters roaring like a beast unchained. Michael B. Jordan gripped his phone, filming the chaos. Concrete forms cracking, stakes toppling, the ground itself rebelling. Thunder rumbled, a warning carved in the sky. Marla Tate's car peeled out, her silhouette vanishing into the storm. Michael's video, already viral with thousands of views, buzzed with comments. This is corruption! Save the creek! His heart pounded, not with fear, but with resolve. The storm had come, and it wasn't just rain. The climax hit like a freight train. By morning, the lot was a swamp, the creek's banks breached, water swallowing the half-poured concrete like a judgment. Michael waded through ankle-deep mud, the air thick with the scent of wet earth and diesel. Neighbors gathered, their faces pale, some clutching phones, others shovels. Miss Clara, raincoat flapping, shouted, Told y'all! Nature don't bend for greed. Michael's video had exploded, 50,000 views, shared by local bloggers, then a Charlotte news station. Comments named Vernon Hayes and Marla Tate, linking campaign funds to zoning flips. Michael's voice, calm in the footage, cut through. They ignored the flood maps. This is what happens. He didn't celebrate. Instead, he helped neighbors, dragging branches from the creek to slow the flow. Tom, the farmer, joined him, his boots squelching. Council's meeting tonight, Tom said. Emergency session. Your videos got him scared. Michael nodded, his jaw tight. The creek's roar drowned his thoughts, but one echoed, trust, but verify. He trusted Vernon's lease, Marla's promises. Now, nature was verifying. At the town hall, the air crackled with tension, the room packed to the walls. Marla stood at the podium, her bob disheveled, her voice sharp but shaky. The flooding's an anomaly, she insisted. The park's still viable. Boos erupted. Michael stood, lease in hand, his voice steady as stone. Ma'am, I signed for an apartment. You and Vernon pushed a park, ignored flood risks. My deposit's gone, and now homes are flooded. He held up his phone. The video paused on cracked concrete. Folks deserve answers. The crowd roared approval, phones flashing as they recorded him. A twist broke the room open. Sarah, the nurse, stepped forward, holding a soaked folder. Found this in city records, she said. Vernon's company filed fake flood reports. Marla signed off. Gasps rippled. Marla's face paled, her hands gripping the podium. That's unverified, she stammered. But the crowd shouts drowned her. Michael caught Vernon's eye in the back. The man looked small, his suit rumpled, slipping out the door. The creek's wrath had exposed them both. Outside, the storm raged on, water creeping into yards. Michael organized neighbors, stacking sandbags, his hands raw from the work. A reporter approached, her mic thrust forward. Mr. Jordan, your video is trending statewide. What's next? Michael wiped mud from his brow, the rain cold on his skin. Justice, he said, for everyone who trusted. His words aired that night, the broadcast cutting to footage of the lot, concrete split like broken bones. The creek reclaiming its path. The falling action unfolded swiftly. The news story sparked an investigation. State auditors descended on Asheville, their briefcases snapping open in City Hall's musty offices. Michael met them, handing over his lease, emails, and Tom's flood maps. The papers smelled of damp earth, but their truth was dry and sharp. Records showed Vernon's $50,000 donation to Marla's campaign, plus backdoor deals to rezone the lot. A second twist. A whistleblower from Vernon's company emailed Michael anonymously, attaching permits that proved the flood risks were known. They buried it, the email read. Use this. Michael shared the evidence with the reporter who broke the story. Asheville councilwoman and developer in zoning scandal. Protests erupted outside City Hall, signs reading, Save our creek, and No more lies. Neighbors rallied around Michael, their whispers turning to cheers. Miss Clara brought him coffee on her porch, the lavender scent grounding him. You stirred the pot, son, she said, her eyes proud. Keep stirring, Dot. He smiled, but his mind churned. Was trust enough? Marla called an impromptu press conference, her voice brittle on live TV. I acted in good faith, she said, but her eyes darted, betraying her. Vernon was absent, his office shuttered. Michael watched from Tom's living room, the TV's glow flickering. Tom slapped his knee. She's done for. Michael stayed quiet. Justice wasn't revenge, it was accountability. He wanted his deposit, his home, and the creek's peace restored. Days later, Marla resigned, her statement curt. To focus on family. Vernon's company faced fines, his assets frozen pending a lawsuit. Michael met with a lawyer, Camille, who'd seen his video. You've got a case, she said, her office smelling of ink and leather. Breach of contract, fraud. We'll get your deposit back, maybe more. Michael nodded, but his thoughts were on the creek. It wasn't just his loss, it was the neighborhood's. He organized a community meeting at Miss Clara's, the porch crowded with neighbors. Sarah shared plans to restore the creek's banks, using native plants. Tom offered equipment. Michael proposed a petition to protect the lot as a natural preserve, not a park or apartments. Let the creek be, he said. It's got its own rules. Heads nodded, hands signed. The air buzzed with purpose, the scent of rain still lingering. A final twist came quietly. Vernon reached out, his voice low over the phone. Michael, I'm sorry. I got greedy. He offered a refund, plus damages, if Michael dropped the suit. Michael paused, the creek's murmur in his mind. Send it to the community fund, he said. Fix the creek first. Vernon agreed, his tone defeated. Michael hung up, feeling lighter but not done. The resolution settled like morning mist. By August, the lot was cleared, the broken concrete hauled away. Volunteers, led by Michael and Sarah, planted willows along the creek, their roots drinking deep to stabilize the banks. The air smelled of fresh earth and hope, the cicadas humming again. The city approved the preserve, naming it Willow Creek Sanctuary. A small sign credited Michael's fight, but he waved off praise. "Wasn't just me," he told the crowd at the opening, his voice soft but firm. "It was all of us." He got his deposit back, plus enough to cover his temporary rent. Camille's lawsuit had scared Vernon into settling fast. Michael found a new apartment nearby, its balcony overlooking the creek. Mornings, he sipped coffee, the water's babble a reminder. Nature always finds its way. He reflected on trust, not blind, but earned. He trusted Vernon's words, but the creek, the neighbors, and his own persistence had verified the truth. The community healed slowly. Marla moved away, her influence gone. Vernon's company folded, but he donated to the sanctuary, a small redemption. Miss Clara hosted barbecues, her porch a hub of laughter. Tom and Sarah led cleanups, their hands dirty but spirits high. Michael's video, now at 1 million views, inspired other towns to check their zoning laws. He posted a final clip, standing by the creek, its waters clear. "Trust's a risk," he said to the camera. "But when it's real, it builds something stronger than concrete." The moral crystallized. Control's an illusion. Nature and truth always win. Respect the land, the people, and the promises you make. They're stronger than any deal. Michael looked out at the creek, its flow steady, unbroken. He'd come for a home and found a purpose. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. There's more where this came from. Stories of quiet strength, of fighting for what's right. Subscribe, it motivates us to make even better videos.